the coach. You're locked into the NFL on EA Sports. Up next, we've got a good one on tap between the visiting Arizona Cardinals and the Seattle Seahawks. I'll have scores around the league for you at the half, but it's time for a little football. So we'll hand it over to our broadcast team, Brandon Godden and Charles Davis.
Thank you, Coach. We are in the Pacific Northwest as we get set for football at CenturyLink Field here in Seattle. The scene a few moments ago, here it is. It's unlike any other in sport as both teams made their way out of the tunnel. These folks are fired up as their guys are ready to do battle between the Arizona Cardinals and the Seattle Seahawks. Brandon Gaudin and Charles Davis on hand. And this is a game where the defenses, they need to be on their toes because you got quarterbacks here, yes, that can throw the football, but they can also run it very well, too.
Mobile quarterbacks. Remember, for the longest time, they used to tell the quarterbacks, stay in the pocket. We don't want you outside of it at all. Nowadays, that mobility, truly an asset, and people are game planning for it. As a scout told me recently, we are actually working with what the colleges are giving us nowadays.
The children will groan. It's the final weekend of summer, but we've got the NFL, and we're underway on EA Sports. This one taken just inside the 10. And he'll get it up to about the 26-yard line just across the 25. So out come the Seahawks now for their first possession. They're led onto the field by their quarterback, a man who's made quite the name for himself in the NFL, and that's Russell Wilson.
I like this guy, and the reason I do, he tends to stay on an even keel. Doesn't let too much ruffle him. He will manage the game the way it needs to be managed, take what the defense gives him, and then he can strike at times. Had a touchdown pass. Yes, he had an interception last week, but he found a way for his team to win.
Sony Michel, his first carry. Only a couple there as he'll be brought down about the 28. Only a couple for him there on the game's first play, and it's second down. Here's the offense, and sometimes you got to show love to the big guys.
That you do, and we're talking about Jason Kelsey now, not Travis, his brother who plays tight end. Jason lines up at center, a threat to go to the Pro Bowl each and every year.
Throwing on 2nd and 8, Wilson. Oh, he dropped it. They were looking for him in the middle third. He couldn't catch it. Now third down. A look now at the defensive starters for the Cardinals. In that win last week over the Giants, they were very good.
And all defensive teams that I know talk about creating turnovers. Takeaways, they call them. And anytime you can get 2 or more in a game, you've had a really, really good performance. They exceeded that number in a big way.
So the failure to connect on second down, that leaves them staring up here at a 3rd and 8. That's to his running back, Sony Michel. And he'll be out of bounds across the 30-yard line.
There's an example of good situational football being played by a defense. They understood where the third down play was, the down and distance, and made sure they didn't get anywhere near that, bringing up 4th down.
Yeah, they were sniffing out that marker, didn't want to let him get close to there, and now a likely 3 and out to start.
Yeah, I love the way they rallied to the football and got to him and made sure he didn't give up much run after catch.
Murray and the Cardinals with a 1st and 10 at the 20. First down, Murray. They'll roll him out right. He's going to take off with it. And they'll get 8 out of this before being stopped at the 28. Line of scrimmage, the 28 now as they come up on 2nd and a couple. Now a first carry for Lamar Miller. And he'll get it up near the 35, right at the 34 here. In a word, I would say productive, finding the end zone 3 different times.
Is it possible that you're really underselling it? 3 touchdowns, just going to call him productive?
Right, what do you want?
This guy had a nose for the end zone.
He was good.
Had a snoot full, didn't he? How about that? Big-time game.
Play fake. Murray. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Jabal Sheard wreaking the defensive havoc.
Sometimes I watch games and wonder why they use play fakes on certain passing situations because it's not going to fool anyone. I don't know if that was the case here, but the end result was the same. No one fooled. The quarterback was hit.
And they need to work to at least get some of this yardage back after the sack. 2nd and 19. Here's Murray. And an alley to run. He'll wind up getting 4 there on his own, but it will leave him now with a 3rd down situation. And here are the offensive starters for Arizona.
And the play of this offensive line is going to be so important in this game because we saw the sack a minute or so ago. They've got to be able to give their guy time to throw. That means communication and being physical is vital. Otherwise, this could be a long game.
He'll buy some time right. He's going to run, but he's got a long way to go. And he'll be brought down at the 34, well short of the 1st down marker. 5 yards that time out of the scramble. But now they're looking at a 4th down situation. He'd had some success as a runner previously on this drive, just not as much space there that time.
Yeah, this time when he pulled it down, they were ready for him. So I think he's going to have to fling a few in order to open up that running lane again.
He punted 5 times in the win last week as this one's away. And a fair catch called for and made just outside the 15-yard line. So possession goes over here on the punt. And it'll be Seahawk football, 1st and 10. The Seattle now ready to march out of the field. And on the first drive, 3 and out. I know that these are professional athletes, but I would imagine sometimes you get the nerves at the beginning of a game still, don't you?
Those don't ever go away. And typically what I've heard from guys and what I remember from playing, if you don't have nerves at the start of a game, it's not going to be a great day for you. You're not really ready to play. So finding a way to harness those nerves and not let them affect you in a negative way, that's what all the guys are looking for.
A good run got 7 on 1st. Here's 2nd and 3. Now Michelle. And he got blown up on that play. Back at the 20. It'll be a loss of a full 3 yards there, and it also brings up 3rd down. Well, he can be a load to handle off the edge, and he can do it against the pass. Sure, he can do it against the run like he did there.
And you mentioned a load. How about having to adjust to his speed as well? Because not only does he bring some pop, he brings some dash as well. A nice play in that situation.
I got it.
On 3rd down, Wilson. He's got his man, Boyd. And he's got it past the 30 before he's hit and dropped. 11 yards there and a 1st down for Seattle.
I don't care how many times we see it. I still get a kick out of watching quarterbacks and receivers do the pass tree in pregame warm-up. But I always remember that when we go to practices, we see that after practices as well. They really tune it up, don't they?
They tune it up. They know why they do it for these situations. 1st down.
And they build that trust, and that's why they're able to find him in this type of a situation.
Now a 1st down carry. It's Michelle trying to run inside, but nothing there. No gain on the play there. 2nd down. Looking to throw on 2nd down. Wilson. He's going to look deep for more. And this is going to wind up incomplete. The coverage there too strong on the deep ball, and now they face a 3rd down. The threat of a 2nd straight punt to start the game is looming as they come up 3rd and 10. Wilson. And that'll wind up incomplete. Bold play call there. Now it's 4th down. He was out there waving his arms saying, throw it here, dropped it, not a good look.
Well, all I can do is just look at him with contempt on that one. As a defensive back, I'm saying, not as an announcer. Just like, really?
A little bit of a diva look, isn't it?
Yeah, very much so, because I think what happens is he just had too much time to think. He's wide open now. Here comes the ball, and he doesn't concentrate and drops it.
Now here's Michael Dixon as he'll kick it away for the 2nd time. And he gets this away, and look at this. This is a good one. And this will hit just beyond the goal line as it's into the end zone for a touchback. Arizona getting ready to go as they take the field. The crowd may be losing just a little bit of the edge after back-to-back punts.
They want some big plays. They want to see some offense. They want to see somebody break away, whether it's through the air or on the ground. Now it'll be interesting to see where the patience is on both sides. Each head coach, can you hang in there and not try and force something that can put your team in some jeopardy?
In on the tackle there, Luke Kuechly. The starters defensively now for the Seahawks. They were terrific last week against Buffalo in that victory.
Have to admit, I was extremely impressed by what I saw. They ended up getting 4 sacks in the game, stayed in the face of the quarterback the entire time, made it difficult for him to step up and find receivers downfield.
And that's what they told us this week, that pressure on the QB is key. On 2nd and 9, Murray, and that'll be incomplete. Took a pretty good shot as he tried to pull that one in. Couldn't hang on 3rd down. Throwing is Murray on 3rd down. It's brought in by Dodson. And he'll be brought down with the first down and a late flag here too. And he may get a few more tacked on for good measure. Face mask penalty, and Charles, you were a defender. You know sometimes in the heat of the moment, it's hard to keep your hands away from that face mask.
Sometimes you just get out of position as a defender when you're trying to make a tackle, so you end up flailing away, and your hand gets into the wrong spot.
And now it's 1st and 10, a big mistake, especially when you factor in the personal foul yardage. They run with Thompson, and he's up across midfield and down into Seattle territory. It's a 6-yard pickup, and it gets him to 2nd and 4. From the 45 on 2nd down, Murray, and this one's incomplete. Jared Cook, the tight end, was the target, and it's 3rd and 4. From the gun on 3rd down, Murray. He's got it complete to Thompson, and he will have a first down here at about the 40. They get 5 out of that one, and it moves the chains.
I know most of the time when the ball's in the air, you're thinking wide receiver, tight end, but running backs, they can be a big part of any passing offense nowadays.
Murray now on 1st down. Now he'll pull it down. He'll wind up getting 9 after tucking it and running, so it'll leave him with 2nd and a yard. On 2nd down, here's Miller. Looking for a cutback lane, but nothing there as he's met at the line of scrimmage.
Face mask. Defense.
And the dreaded face mask penalty, that's going to cost him 15 yards.
And it's such a dangerous play. Body going one way, and then your head gets yanked back the other. 15 yards is the right call.
The penalty moves him into the red zone here on 1st and 10. After the penalty, it's Miller. And he stopped after only a yard, taking it down to the 14. The run only got a yard. Here's 2nd and 9. Out of the pistol look, it's Miller. And nowhere to run on the interior of that defensive line. He'll get back only to the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play there, so that doesn't help. Now they're looking up at a 3rd and 9 situation. They'll run with Thompson. And they're going to mark him down short, maybe by about a yard, if that. He needed 9, he got 8. And that's going to leave him with a 4th and 1 on their side of the field.
And there we saw one of the downsides of blitzing during a rundown, because sometimes you get out of your gaps. You don't fit the run quite as well because you're headed towards the ball carrier with abandon.
Dan Bailey now for the field goal try. From the left hash, should be a fairly easy one here. Bailey's kick is good. And the Cardinals have the first points. It's 3-0. That drive took him inside the 10. Good job defensively to hold him to 3.
Yeah, I like how you did that. Give a little tip of the cap to the stop troops there, because they didn't give up a touchdown in that situation, right? Made them kick the field goal. And yeah, points went against them, but that feels a whole lot better running off the field.
This is fielded at the chalk of the 10. And not a bad return here. He gets it out to the 25-yard line. The Seattle offense now set to come back out on the field. They've had it twice. They've punted twice. Not the start they were hoping for.
Not at all, and let's face it, every facility we visit, everyone talks about converting on third down, how big that is. In this situation, they've had to punt it away twice, so they're furiously going over things on the sidelines. What do we need to do to pick up a first down and change our momentum?
And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. It's a gain of 15, first down Seahawks.
They gave up the completion there, but this is what zone defenses count on. Catching the ball and not much run after the catch.
One play has him up past the 40 already, and another first and 10. And they'll try Michel here running on the right side. And he's going to bowl his way forward to the 48. Just what you want on a first down run. Call it 8 yards, and it's 2nd and 2.
A nice run here early on. It doesn't take a great play caller to realize you want to establish a guy of his caliber who runs like this early, because they'll pay dividends as the game progresses.
And he's going to be brought down on what will be the final play of this first quarter.
Well, he hasn't made much of an impact in the running game thus far, and after that last run, not much is going to change in that area.
He hasn't been able to get anything going, and really the offensive line not helping him much. This offense finding its legs now. Here's another first and 10. A give to Michel running right. And he gets this inside the 35-yard line. First down Seattle, 16 yards the gain there.
A good run there off right tackle in an old-school NFL football. The right side, the offensive line, often known as the nasty side. The left side, usually the technical side. Kind of reminds me of the old Atlanta Falcons 2009, 2010. That's how they constructed their offensive line.
From the 32 now, here's first and 10. Play action. Now Wilson. Rush coming, and he's taken down. Credit that sack to Dante Fowler Jr.
Hindsight is 20/20, partner. Maybe they should have kept it on the ground again.
Well, it almost looked like the O-line was run blocking again. I mean, they opened up a big hole last time. This time they opened up a hole, and the quarterback got sacked. Got to imagine the pass rush will be equally intense here on second down following the sack. It's 2nd and 18. To throw is Wilson. And this will be incomplete. The Seahawks on third down. Just 1 for 3 thus far. This will be a tough 3rd and 18. Here's Wilson to throw. Pressure comes, and Wilson's going to go down. Dante Fowler picks up his 2nd sack of the afternoon. And, partner, it's safe to say that the secondary really contributed to that sack.
Yeah, nickel set, 5 defensive backs. They covered everything. Nowhere to go with the football. But my question is, why didn't he throw it away?
Now here's Michael Dixon as he's on to punt for Seattle. He's been a busy man here in this first half as he gets it away. And this one's out of bounds. Should be inside the 10, I think it is. At the 6-yard line. The field position game, such an overlooked facet, Charles, of an NFL game. But this offense, they're going to be pinned back. What an ideal punt.
An ideal punt, and it leads to that term complementary football. Because them doing that puts their defense in a great spot, doesn't it? Gives them a chance. If they want to be aggressive, try and maybe get a safety out of this whole thing, it puts them in that position.
Murray now on first down. He's got his man. This is Jackson. No gain there on the completion. 2nd and 10. Had the completed pass, but for no gain, stopped right at the line, so it's 2nd and 10. Murray going to throw. And that is incomplete. The Cardinals on third down. They've hit 2 for 4 thus far. This is 3rd and 10. Out of the gun, here's Murray. He's going to loft one deep left side here. And he knocks the ball away, and it falls incomplete. There defensively to knock it away was the safety, Justin Reed.
Well, the fans should be applauding this defense right now. It's an excellent job. They force a 3 and out, and they should be able to set up their guys with great field position, probably near midfield or better.
Now here's Rigoberto Sanchez as he'll punt it away for the second time. He steps into this one, and this is a rocket. Pulled in at the 24. Yeah, that's a pretty good one for the old average. 68 yards on the punt there. And the offense will take over with a new set of downs. The Seahawks offense now, they get ready to come back onto the field.
The results for them so far not that great. Well, not good at all. 3 drives, 3 punts.
Yeah, and now what you're doing is you're looking at your play sheet. You're trying to figure out what you're going against defensively. I wonder, are they showing them something they haven't seen or anticipated in practice, and maybe that's throwing them off? Or do they just have to go to a different play calling section and try and run some offense that way?
What an advantage having an elite guy in the middle of the defensive line, because not only does he take up the space and let the linebackers run free, but he can also make plays himself, as we just saw there.
After the loss to start out, here's 2nd and 11.
Hey, watch the screen, watch the screen.
From the gun, it's Wilson. Throwing over the middle, and it's incomplete. David Moore, the intended target, but now it's 3rd down. An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down. Now throwing on 3rd down there, but he cannot connect. Fair to say, hasn't been his best game throwing the football, but also not getting a lot of help out there either.
Yeah, you nailed it pretty well, you know. He's got to throw it better. Got to get more help. Obviously one that should have been caught. They've got to find a way to bring those 2 elements together so they can make some progress in this one.
Great coverage there, holds him to a 2-yard return following a 50-yard punt. And the Cards will take over 1st and 10. And we focus on Lamar Miller as he heads back out there and gets set to go again on offense. It's the 2nd quarter. His team has the lead, but I think he's hoping for a little bit more production out of himself.
And we often talk about preaching patience to a runner when things are a little bumpy in the early going, but we have to do the same thing with the offensive line. They can't wait to halftime to make the adjustments. They have to do it from series to series so those surface tablets come into play. Check out what the defense is doing and see if they can find a better way to run it.
So they search for that patience here now. And he'll get about 6 up to the 27-yard line. They'll try to run for it with Miller. And he gets this one just shy of the 40, down at the 39. 12 yards to pick up, good enough for an Arizona first.
Brandon, what were they thinking on defense there? They looked like they were playing for the pass. That was 3rd and short. Yeah, it was an easy pickup because they handed it to him. That was way too easy.
Just looked like absolute confusion defensively. Not sure why they were in that set.
Yeah, I'd say you ought to have a few men in the box there.
So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. On 1st and 10, here's Murray. He finds Corey Davis. 5 yards on the catch there, brings up 2nd down. 2nd and 5 after the 5-yard completion on 1st down.
Well, they had that one sniffed out. Excellent run blitz. Stopped that one for a short gain.
What makes a good run blitz a good run blitz?
The ability to stay on task, to follow up your assignment, go to the gap you're supposed to cover, and not be deterred by anything else.
And he'll take this one in for the Arizona touchdown. A big play there. His first touchdown here of the new campaign. And the Cardinals push further out in front. A nice throw there by the 2nd-year quarterback.
And I don't believe that was the kind of play he would have made as a rookie, because usually your rookie season is a continuation of your college days. A lot of one read, and if you don't have it, you just take off and go. Now he's settled in the pocket a little bit more, reading the field and getting to his 2nd and sometimes 3rd progression. That was a nice play.
Dan Bailey now for the extra point. It's up and good, and that'll increase their lead to 10-zip. That time a 6-play drive, and the Cardinals cap it with a touchdown. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. This fielded a few yards into the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. The Seattle now ready to march out of the field.
And right now these guys, they're shuffling a little bit, maybe doubting, because 3 straight drives have ended with them punting the football away.
Yeah, so you start pointing fingers at each other a little bit, asking a lot of questions. What are you seeing? What are you getting? Maybe trying to narrow down your playbook a little bit and maybe get simpler rather than more complex in order to try and fashion together a drive.
Now the first play of the drive there is incomplete. He was trying to go back to Moore there, and that'll bring up second down. Here's Wilson. And that one got tipped, kind of threw everything off. It brings up third. These guys have punted 4 times already, and they're staring at a 5th, barring a conversion here on third down. Airing one out for Boyd. And that'll be incomplete. Now, they took their shot all right, but it comes up empty, and it's 4th down. I don't know. He had to be pretty quick with his fingers to start and stop after the ball hit the ground. I'm giving him some credit.
Well, I'm thinking about the mental focus, you know?
Yeah.
The mental focus.
Yeah, that's true.
Got to stay with it.
That's true. Now here's Michael Dixon. He's been one of their few bright spots so far. And he deserves a bronze leg as he gets this one away. It'll be a 51-yard punt that time. And possession will switch hands, 1st and 10. And a look now at Lamar Miller. And no doubt he's come out of the gate strong. Only in week 3, and you see the numbers thus far.
And we always talk about identity, setting a tone, you know, getting the groundwork laid for the season or for a game. And that's what they've done with the running game so far. It reminds me of when I first went to the University of Tennessee. And believe it or not, I was a quarterback for a day and a half. And the first practice session, the first play we ran was 28 pitch, which is a toss sweep. And I remember the offense coordinator saying, that's our identity. That's our bread and butter. That's the basis of our offense. We got to get that down right here, right now. I think we're seeing some of that in this running game here.
So did you not get that down, and that's why you were moved to the defense, or what?
I don't know for that reason, but I do know I saw a couple of guys throw, and immediately they were saying, you know, you need to learn how to backpedal.
Hey, you turn into a heck of a DB, though, partner. 3 yards won't be enough here, as that'll bring up 4th down.
But this was just simply excellent defense. On this 3rd down, they had to be alert for the possibility of a pass, but that didn't stop them at all from understanding what was going on when they decided to run the football, and they just swarmed and stopped them for almost no gain.
And this is away. It's a high kick, and he got all of it. Amazing. Perfectly placed. If that ball goes 1 extra yard, maybe not even an extra yard, the starting point is the 20.
So there is a reason that a lot of punters are also excellent golfers. They know distance control. You know what else they have? Same groove motion over and over. Once they have that down, it repeats under pressure.
Squeeze, double.
They go quickly here out to Moore. And no forward progress here. This is going to be a safety. Well, I think you can go ahead and give your punter an assist on that one. Pinned him deep, and the defense comes through with 2 points.
You're exactly right, partner. This was all set up by a great punt. And if the ball goes in the end zone, this never happens. So great call. Give the punt team and the punter some love.
So free kick situation forthcoming from the 20 as they'll punt this one away. This is taken at the 18.
Let's go, baby.
And we focus on Lamar Miller as he heads back out there and gets set to go again on offense. We're in the 2nd quarter. They've got the lead. The lead, though, not so much because of the ground game, because of their air attack, Charles.
So what they're seeing so far is the possibility of things loosening up later in the ground game. Through the air first, maybe they have to start respecting that even more as the game goes on, and then there will be running lanes to find later.
Yeah, try to get him more involved here on this drive maybe. Throwing on 2nd and 8. Murray. It's hauled in by Doxson. And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down. Give him 16 yards there, and it's a Cardinals first down as well.
Fired that one in there, able to make connection on a nice in route.
With those faster passes when they're going that fast, any hesitation as a quarterback that the deflection, if you miss, might be bigger and lead to an interception?
Yeah, and the deflection works both ways. Maybe a defender gets a hand in the way and it pops in the air, and sometimes you throw it so hard your receiver can't handle it, and he pops it up in the air for the defenders to grab as well.
But a moot point there as they were able to connect. And now a throw on first down there, but it's incomplete. He was trying to go back to Corey Davis there, and that'll bring up 2nd down.
I know we're just in the second quarter and there's a ways to go in this game, but that's his second drop. I'm wondering if that's a little bit of an alarm bell for them when they start calling plays on the offensive side of the ball.
His eyes already looking upfield on that last one before he brought it in.
To throw on 3rd down. Murray, and brought in by the tight end Cook. The completion there winds up a wash, and it'll bring up 4th down. 2 minutes remaining in this first half of football. And we remind you, coming up at the half, we'll join who, Charles?
The coach.
The coach, Jonathan Coachman, standing by in Orlando. He'll have stats and scores from games in progress, as well as scores from earlier today.
The coach.
Sorry, we get slap happy up here sometimes. The Seattle offense now set to come back out on the field. And last time they surrendered the safety, we know they don't want to do that again.
That is just one of those oddities in scoring that we get, and it's just so strange to see that go up on the board, and then you got to make sure that that doesn't happen to your team again. They've got to take care of the ball.
But boy, it juices up the defense.
Oh, without a doubt. That's a great way to score some points.
And he's going to get this one across the 30-yard line. It's a gain of 12, first down Seahawks. Now Wilson. He's got his man on the crossing route. And he'll have it past midfield almost to the 40 before being taken down. Now Wilson.
Thus far, it hasn't been a real fun half for them, but a play like that may get them off the schneid a little bit, get them loosened up and moving.
Kind of seems like they've been sleepwalking and still sitting on 0 points.
And it's not always making an adjustment. Sometimes it's just going back to what you know can work and finally getting it done.
Now it's Wilson. And an incomplete pass. That'll stop the clock here with just under a minute to play in half number 1. From the 34, they'll come to the line on 2nd and 10. Wilson, he finds his target. It's Matthews. Now the Seahawks going to use the first of their timeouts as they get the stoppage with a little over 50 seconds to go in the first half. The last play on the completion got them half of what they needed. Now here's a tough 3rd and 5. Now it's Wilson. He gets this one to Boyd. Now the Seahawks call the second of their 3 timeouts as the clock shows 50 seconds to play here in half number 1.
Guys, game situation. Let's go.
They'll throw on first down with Wilson. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down.
I'm starting to feel for that quarterback back there. I mean, you know me. Normally, don't have a lot of empathy for the QB, right? In this case, definitely. He's been on constant duress this entire game. I don't know how he's surviving back there.
And to think, there's still a long way to go in this football game. Sacks, a growing theme in this first half. This is 2nd and long.
That's track.
Throwing is Wilson. And that'll be incomplete. Good protection that time, and they couldn't hook up on the long one. Now it's 3rd down. An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down. He sets to fire deep. Now they're staring at a 4th down as Arizona's defense does its job. Matt Gay now gets ready for the field goal try.
It'll be a 47-yard attempt from the left hash. And it is good. Oh, that one looked to be in trouble the whole way, but it does get over the bar. And that lead is back down to 9 now. So the 3 points here, they're still down, but they put somewhat of a dent into that lead going into the break.
Anything helps when you're trying to chip away at a lead, but they do know that they're going to need a little bit better effort in the second half.
This one taken from the 7. And good starting field position. He'll get this one all the way up to about the 35-yard line. Likely time for one final snap as they start out 1st and 10. They go quickly here out to Doxson. And he will lose yardage back to the 34-yard line. So we come upon halftime with 9 points separating these two teams. As we send you cross-country to Orlando, Jonathan Coachman is there and has our EA Sports halftime report.
All right, Brandon, thanks. And welcome in everybody to our EA Sports halftime report. Time for a look around the NFL here in Week 3 of the new year. Lastly, let's check on one final game for you. And you can see they are scoreless as they play the second quarter. In the game you're watching, it was the former #1 overall selection, Kyler Murray, who put on an absolute show. His guys are out in front as we send you back up to the Pacific Northwest, where we rejoin Brandon Godden and Charles Davis.
All right, Coach, thank you, and we welcome everyone back for quarter number 3. This one taken just inside the 10. Then he'll take this across the 25, couple extra yards, up to the 27-yard line. So here's the Cardinals offense now as they get set to start this third quarter. They have the lead now. They'll be looking for some separation here as we begin the third quarter.
I like the way you term that because now I think they go a little bit deeper into their playbook. They like what they did in the first half. That worked okay. But in order to get the separation that you just talked about, change things up a little bit. Change your tendencies. Try and hit them a little bit more with some things they didn't see in the first half.
We'll see if they do just that. From the 30 on second down, Murray. And that is incomplete. A lot of force bearing down on him there. He could not hang on. It's third down. They head to the line facing a 3rd and 7 following the incompletion on second down. Murray now to throw. And that is incomplete. So good coverage there defensively as it looks like they'll force a punt on this opening drive of the third.
Well, let's coach them up a little bit from right here in the booth. That's exactly what they needed to do. They need to start stringing together some stops, turning the ball over back to their offense, and trying to get back into this game.
Yeah, a couple scores down, but they can eat into that quickly with a nice drive here on the other side. And the punt team on now as this one's sent away. And a bit of a mistake there. This is well into the end zone for a touchback. So let's glance at a player spotlight now with Russell Wilson. And what would you say? Is it the offensive line that has caused a lot of this pressure to get back there?
That's always the first place that you have to look to see what's going on. But part of it is so difficult to simulate this type of pass rush in practice.
because the speed, the ferocity, the quickness, some of the change-ups and how they get out the quarterback that you may not have seen on film, all that is different. You can practice it as much as you want to. You can even insert smaller, faster guys at positions to show that the speed's going to be quicker. But until the whistle blows and you play for real, it's just not the same.
And not as easy to implement on game day. Pressure from his right, and he goes down hard, flat on his back. Dante Fowler able to disrupt yet another pass play. That is his third sack of the afternoon.
The amount of sacks that they've absorbed in this game is absolutely extraordinary. Let's just face it. This offensive line, flat out, cannot handle this pass rush. It's been demonstrated time and time again.
These guys have punted 4 times already, and they're staring at a 5th, barring a conversion here on 3rd down. From the shotgun, Wilson. And the throw there going to be incomplete. We saw this a lot in the first half, and it continues. These receivers just not able to get much separation.
So that means they have to win the 50-50 balls. They've got to go up with the defender and find a way to start coming down with them.
And this time, contact and another incomplete pass. Now here's Michael Dixon. He's been terrific so far. Here comes Pettis on the return. Call that 49 yards on the punt. They do get 7 back on the return. And out will come the offense as they take over. Here's the Arizona offense now as they get set to take over. This crew had to punt last time they had the ball, but when you've got a lead like this, you content to play the field position game?
You are to an extent, especially if you like your defense, because you have the lead, you've been controlling the game. But why put them in a tougher spot? You want to get out there and get something done on offense and maybe take command of this game yourself.
And he'll be tackled right on the chalk of the 45. A gain of 10, first down, Arizona.
For a lot of guys playing this game, there's no better feeling than running right through a tackle. He's able to lower his center of gravity and turn his legs for a really nice pickup.
They keep it on the ground. This time it's Miller. And he'll only get a yard, maybe 2, up to the 46. On second down now, it's Thompson. And he's up across midfield and down into Seattle territory. Murray going to try to throw on third down. It's brought in by Dodson. And that'll wind up moving the chains again as the tackle's going to be made at the Seahawks' 34-yard line. They like going to him in the slot. He catches another one.
I think this comes under the heading of, until they stop him, why not go back to him? He has something going really well. Great working relationship with the guy throwing the ball, and they keep making the connection.
Murray now 9 of 17 through the air. Not a great percentage, but it is 1st and 10. Draw play. This is Miller. And that play is blown up, losing yardage back at the 35. That's going to go as a loss of 1 on first down.
The best play callers in any league know how to break their tendencies. They study themselves, they self-scout, and they realize most of the time you don't call a draw play on 1st and 10. So every so often you insert that play just to make the defense think, even if it's not successful.
On second down, it's Thompson. And a short gain down to about the 33. After getting stuffed on first down, not much better there. 2-yard gain. Throwing is Murray on third down. A bullet throw, but incomplete.
Oh, man, for him to be that wide open and drop it. Sometimes you have just too much time on your hands, right? You end up thinking way too much.
and your hands get shaky.
And yes, he's a tight end, but that's a catch he should have made. And this is good. He got just enough to clear the crossbar as he drops it in from long distance. And that's going to bump up their lead now to 15-3. These kickers now, it's like we take them for granted. Kicks like that used to be such a big deal, and now you just expect them to make it.
Yeah, you're exactly right, and we shouldn't take them for granted, but I have a theory about it. You want to hear it?
Yeah.
They are more athletic now than ever before. Talk about kickers. Trace their backgrounds, trace their histories. You'll find that they were big-time athletes all along, but their kicking was so prevalent that we made them specialists.
Well, and now those 50-plus yarders seem easy for some reason. Wilson and the Seahawks take over now, 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line. This drive starts out on the ground with Michel. And he's upended at the 33 following a good pickup of 8. Here's a 2nd and 2 now from the 33. They go play action with Wilson. Completes it to the tight end, Smythe. And he'll lose yardage. Brought down at the 32.
In today's NFL, we're accustomed to the tight end getting downfield and creating plays and wreaking a little havoc in the secondary. Not on this one, though. They diagnosed that one really well.
Tried the dump off, lost yardage. This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down. Here's Wilson. He's got Dallas Goedert, his tight end, over the middle. And he's got the first before he's brought down at the 39-yard line. 7 yards on the quick slant and a 1st down.
Well, we use the term pitch and catch a lot to denote an easy completion. We just saw one right there on 3rd and 3 to pick up the 1st down.
Why are those so tough to defend? Just because they hit so quickly?
Yeah, it's all about timing and confidence. Quarterback sees it, rips it, there you go.
So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. Wilson going to fake the give and keep it himself. And he's got a 1st down and then some at midfield. And he takes it across the 50 to the 46-yard line. It's a gain of 15, 1st down Seahawks.
I like watching the wide receiver screen because it's a real teamwork play. Because guess what? The guy catching the ball, he'll get all the credit. But how about the people up to block in front of him, either fellow receivers or offensive linemen? That makes that play a really nice timing play, and sometimes it can break big.
Still in search of their first touchdown of the game, but they're on the move. 1st and 10. To throw again is Wilson. He finds Matthews. That'll pick up the 1st down for Seattle on a gain of 18. Wilson now 6 for 6 since coming back out of the locker room. It's 1st and 10. On the ground, this is Michel. Credit him with a 1-yard gain there to make it 2nd and 9. Again, it's Michel. Looking to find a lane, but he can't. Reined in at the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play there, so that doesn't help. Now they're looking up at a 3rd and 9 situation. On 3rd down, Wilson. Throwing left side here, and it's complete. And they stop him short of the 1st as he can only get to the 20. They get 7 there, but it brings up 4th.
He wasn't the primary target, but I think it was almost like a check down situation, wasn't it?
Yeah, like hoping he can break some tackles, a big tight end, but he couldn't do it.
Yeah, get it to that big frame and hope he could scatter some bodies, unable to get it done.
So out comes a field goal team now for the 2nd time here today. From the left hash, this from 37. And Gay knocks this one through. And the lead is down to 9. It's 15-6.
So he splits the uprights, and has to be a nice feeling. Right when it left his foot, knew it was good.
Yeah, just like a good three-point shooter in basketball, right? Release the ball, fall back on defense without even looking. You know it's going in the hoop.
This will be fielded at the 6. And he's up across the 25 and down at the 28-yard line. Arizona getting ready to go as they take the field. And fortunate to get points on the board last time. They had to hit a really long field goal to do so.
The kickers in today's game are so good and so skilled and hit from distances that we almost start to take them for granted, and we can't do that. That's a long field goal that they got 3 points out of. They've got to feel good about that, and they better make sure they love him up because he's helped them out.
Yeah, now we'll see if that offense can put 6 on the board here. We'll see. 2nd and 5 now. Murray. And he almost had it defensively. Could have been a game changer there in this second half. Instead, it's 3rd down. On 3rd down, Miller. And boy, he is very close to a first down, but from where they're spotting that football, he's going to be a foot or so short. Call it a gain of 5. 4th down now.
From this vantage point, they've got the lead here, so for me, that'd be enough to go ahead and punt the football and let my defense defend the long field.
If you go for it, you don't get it, then you really put your defense in a tight spot.
Yeah, but we never know what people ultimately will decide to do here on 4th and inches.
Now here's Rigoberto Sanchez as they're forced to kick for the 6th time today. Now this is going to carry well into the end zone for a touchback. The Seahawks offense now, they get set to go back to work. And last time able to get 3. It's not what they wanted. They wanted 6, but they got at least something. They mustered something out of the drive.
They'll take it. I like the way you've described it. Not ideal, but they'll take it. Anything to put some points on the board. But this time on offense, they don't even want to see the field goal kicker trot on the field. They want that ball in the end zone.
Yeah, they'll be going for 6. 5 yards is the tally on first down. That brings up 2nd and 5. From the 25 on 2nd down, Wilson has got the hook up to Moore. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. That'll pick up the first down for Seattle on a gain of 18.
Now that was pretty. They executed that curl route versus zone coverage, and that changes things a little bit because against man, it's often a tight curl, a sharply run route. Against zone, you're just looking for that open spot, that dead area, so you may curl it a little bit wider just to get to that place.
And usually a tight window. He fired a bullet in there for the completion. On first down, Michel, and he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. 10 yards and a Seattle first down. And as they come to the line, they will not be able to get off another play as time has run out on this 3rd quarter. We'll return with more after this. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. So into Cardinal territory now. It's 1st and 10 at the 47th. Here's Wilson to throw. An incomplete pass on first down. That leads to a 2nd and 10. Wilson now. Going to throw again. He completes it to Boyd. The reception good for 7. It's 3rd down. The Seahawks on 3rd down. They've had a lot of chances, but not much success, converting only 3 times. Here it's 3rd and 3. They'll try and run for it. Here's Michel. And that one going nowhere from the start as he's met in the backfield and goes backwards. He'll wind up losing a yard on the play, and it'll be 4th down.
Continues to be a struggle for this offense and this home crowd. They're growing a little restless here in the second half.
And I think they've just got to look at how they're trying to move the football. Yeah, you want to run it, but maybe you spread it out, maybe some swing passes that can take the place of runs and give you a little more space.
And he missed it. It's no good. And this score will stay right where it is. And that one, just an absolute killer. A chance to get this back within one score.
All hope not gone yet, but at the same time, you're exactly right. They needed to get back within one score and have a motivated defense take the field in order to get it back for them for one last big drive.
Here's the Arizona offense now as they get set to take over. They've got the lead. Last time had to punt it, though. What's the key to this drive?
I think it's leverage.
Leverage.
Big guys up front. You know the motivational speech on the sideline is, guys, give us an opportunity. Protect the passer, create space for our runners, and let's go ahead and get these guys. Low man wins. Let's go do it on this drive.
We'll watch that leverage on this drive. It's a gain of 11 and a Cardinal first down. A first down carry now for Miller. And he's going to get it down to the 33-yard line here.
Personal foul. Face mask. Defense.
Got the hand caught up in the grill of the face mask. 15-yard penalty.
So tough for a defender. You're trying so hard to make a play, and the way that these offensive guys can move around, sometimes your hand gets into the wrong place.
The penalty moves him into the red zone here on 1st and 10. Murray now on first down. Toward the end zone, but that's going to wind up incomplete. They were trying to get it there to Josh Doxson, but it's going to be second down. So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on first down. And this is Cook with a grab. Down he goes at the 10 with a solid pickup of 8. 8 yards on the completion, but now they face third down. 3rd and 2, and here's Murray. And he finds Cook. And he will have the first down before he's brought down at the 3.
One thing you're hoping for when you run drag routes, you're able to hit a receiver in stride, and he can pick up a lot of yardage after the catch. But in this situation, the defense was effective, able to stop him before he could get a good head of steam going.
Throwing again, Murray. Flushed out right. And he will score. Touchdown, Cardinals.
Good job.
Kyler Murray with his 2nd touchdown of the game, 4th of the year. And the Cardinals push further out in front.
Well, this was a pass all the way, but he just kept buying time, didn't he? It was kind of like, wait. Oh, it's open. Time to hot-foot it and go. And, boy, was he successful.
Yeah, didn't go to the outside toward the pylon, just straight ahead, middle third of the field.
Shortest distance between 2 points. Straight line.
They'll try and run it up the middle. And he is going to be stopped short of the goal line. Oh, they'll mark him inside the 1. He just couldn't keep churning those extra few inches. And the 2-point attempt is turned aside. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. This one taken from the 7. And not a bad return here. He gets it out to the 25-yard line. And the Seahawks get ready to trot out on the field. Wilson, the Seahawks take over now, 1st and 10 at their 25-yard line. From the gun, it's Wilson. And it's incomplete. Boy, he doesn't drop many like that one. 2nd down. An incomplete pass leads to 2nd and 10 from the 25. Throwing again. Wilson. And he will be hit from behind and run over. Wow. Damon Harrison bringing in 341 pounds of power for the sack.
Brandon, I think you understand the type of afternoon this offensive line is having. It is a long one for them. Long for you to spend it with me. Long for them trying to block those guys. They've given up a whole lot of sacks, and the speed and quickness of that defensive line is eating them alive.
Wilson of the Seahawks looking for something big following the sack. It's 3rd and long here. Out of the gun, here's Wilson. And that is incomplete.
I know coaches tell us all the time that having a powerful arm isn't the number one thing they look for in a quarterback. But when you're trying to throw inside routes and you need to put some heat on it, it helps to have the big gun. In this case, just a little bit too much.
All right, they're going to try and keep hope alive here on 4th down. They're going for it. The Seahawks will go for it. It's Wilson. Into double coverage, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Tashawn Gibson. This spot in the 4th quarter with that deficit, had to throw the football. Unfortunately, there's the risk of big turnover.
And you know you're going to be throwing against nickel, dime, all sorts of exotic defenses, but you have to do it anyway. Ordinarily, you might want to run the football a little bit, try and get them out of it. But as you noted, this time of the game, this point on the clock, had to throw it.
Arizona getting ready to go as they take the field. So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. Miller will get it. He has been busy today. The tackle by Robert Quinn. On 2nd and 9. Murray. It's caught by Davis. It'll be a nickel look here for the Seahawks on 3rd down. To Thompson on the draw. And they'll get him down about 3 yards short of the first. Just a 1-yard pickup there, and it'll be 4th down.
The best defensive linemen, they play with great leverage so they can get low and not get bowled over by offensive linemen. They have excellent hands. They can throw people off on a play. We just saw a great example of a really good run stop by a guy playing the defensive tackle position.
And his kick is absolutely perfect. And that will make this now an 18-point ball game. So with that, you figure this game's pretty much out of reach at this point.
Yeah, it's going to take a heck of a comeback to come from 3 scores down, but don't change that channel. Don't go away. Miracles can happen, and you want to be here in case it does.
You're a company man.
Aren't I, though?
This is taken at his 4. And a good return as he'll be stopped just shy of the 30-yard line. The Seattle now ready to march onto the field. And following the interception, just any interception, are you a little bit more cautious when you start that next drive, or no, you just throw that out the window?
I think you are. I don't think that there's any way you can run back out there and go, totally didn't affect me. Let's just go ahead and be loose with the football again. You're going to take care of it, but you have to be careful about being too cautious because now you can't run any offense at all.
Still want to attack. We'll see how they attack him here. 1st down, Seattle on a pickup of 13.
1st and 10 at the 42-yard line.
Now Wilson on 1st down. And incomplete, a drop there in the middle third of the field. That'll bring up 2nd down. Ball on the 42 as they come up 2nd and 10. Here's Wilson throwing again. He'll take a shot for the end zone. And that will be incomplete. Tried to dial up the long way out there, but it'll be 3rd down. So back-to-back incompletions, and that has him staring at a 3rd and 10. Here's Wilson. He's going to sling this deep downfield. And he bats it away, and it falls down incomplete. Another incompletion. You know, it's a wonder he's still moving around back there the number of times he's been sacked.
Yeah, he's staying out there, isn't he? And you don't think about it much in a game like this, but he's showing incredible leadership. Still competing, still fighting, not taking himself out of a ball game that appears lost.
Their already slim hopes are going to ride on this one. They'll go on 4th down. Now Wilson.
Pressure comes, and the Cardinals bring him down. Pete Carroll rolled the dice, but it didn't work out. Then the Cardinals will now take over with excellent field position. Being just short of midfield, they decide to take a crack at it on 4th down. They don't come through.
Sometimes it's just showing confidence in your defense. You know that they're good, and they'll take care of you. A lot of coaches during the week will announce to their team, we're going to be aggressive, guys. We're going to go for it. Hey, defense, you got me? A little bit of a challenge to them to see if they'll pick up the rest of the team.
We'll see how they respond now. Here's the Arizona offense now as they get set to take over. And they're not going to play this conservative, I don't think. They had the field goal last time, and they're up, but they're looking to put a drive in the end zone.
Oh, I agree with you totally. No one goes out on the field and says, all right, let's just settle for 3, except in certain situations, trying to ice a game, that sort of deal. Most of the time, it's end zone, and that's what you're thinking, and I believe that's exactly what they're thinking as they begin this one.
Yeah, no quarterback ever goes out there saying, hey, let's get 3, right?
Not one that I've ever met.
Come on, QB, come on.
Brings up 2nd and 3.
On 2nd down now, it's Miller, and he'll go down here right around the 23-yard line. 6 yards the pickup, and that's a 1st down.
Double tight, guys, double tight.
It's a 1 and 6.
They keep it with Miller on 1st down. And down inside the 15, shy of the 10. It's a gain of 11 and a Cardinal 1st down.
Well, we're beyond the tone setting right now. This guy's been a bell cow all day, and they'll continue to rely on him to move the chains, drain the clock, and lead his team.
They'll run on 1st down. Miller. And he is swallowed up right at the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play. It'll be 2nd down. 2 minutes left to play in this football game here on EA Sports. So the Cardinals, they've got the football here as we get you reset. And you'd have to figure they're just looking to burn these final 2 minutes away and get out of here with a victory. And able to break 1 tackle, but then quickly brought down. 5 yards on the carry there, and it leaves him with 3rd and about 6 yards to go. On 3rd down, Murray. He can run for it, and he will. And he nearly got the 1st himself, but it appears he's going to be about a yard or 2 short. 5 yards that time out of the scramble. But now they're looking at a 4th down situation.
That was a good effort there, trying to do it on his own. But as a defender, you're in a tough spot because you have coverage responsibilities behind you. And if you take off too quick to try and get him down, he might loft it over your head.
So better to track with your man defensively than try to go up and make a stop on the quarterback.
Exactly right. What you're hoping is that your guys in the front 7 can get him down.
And Bailey able to knock it through. And that will extend their lead even further. So it's an old-school extra point that counts 3 times. It's certainly a disappointment they weren't able to get it in the end zone.
Yeah, I can just imagine post-game, head coach looking at the box score, 19-yard field goal, grimacing a little bit, but having to realize that at that moment, getting 3 points was vital. Go ahead and get the points, put them on the board.
And a nice return sets them up pretty good here at the 30-yard line. The Seattle offense now set to come back out on the field. They've lost this one. Their offense has struggled. Do they try to put together something here at the end just to take into next week?
Yeah, sometimes teams want to do that and coaches want to. I remember one time I was on a team and we were losing late in the game like this, and you knew it was lost. It was over, right? And the coach called a running play.
Under pressure, they got him again. Now the Seahawks going to use the first of their timeouts as the clock will stop with 18 seconds remaining.
They go play action now. Wilson. He's going to let it fly. And that will be incomplete with a clock down now to 13 seconds. Tyler Boyd, the former Pitt Panther, was the target. And that takes us from second to third down. Wilson. Now a desperation throw deep downfield. And he can't come up with a pick. Nearly his second of the game. Instead, fourth down. Now here's Michael Dixon as the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. And he gets this away, and look at this. This is a good one. So it's a win here for the Arizona Cardinals, and it was their defense that led the way, allowing just 3 points, that lone field goal in the entire second half.
And remember the old adage, offense sells tickets. Defense does what?
Wins championships.
And in this game, maybe a championship wasn't won, but a game was by the defense, right? Held them to just a field goal. That's a heck of a job. I mean, when they went out there with that determination and a pretty good game plan, pretty good idea what they wanted to accomplish, just love the execution, love the tenacity, love the way they finished.
So for the Cardinals, it's an ideal start as they move to 3-0 now on the young season. And they will head back home next week. Meanwhile, for the Seahawks, they'll fall to 1-2. And they'll look to regroup next week as they head down to Miami to take on the Dolphins. So for our entire crew, alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. Thanks for watching, everybody. We'll see you next time.